But just be calm, be receptive and open. I already have an entity who's calling himself the Blood General. He is very eager to come through and speak to you, Dee Dee. But don't worry, just relax. I know the name like the Blood General can be a little frightening. So
I actually know who the Blood General is. I know who that is. So what am I going to do? Do I just I'm not worried about him at all. Should I just, how are you going to pass it through me now? Should I just, do we all need to hold hands here?
Yes. Yep,
okay.
Hands. So just
okay.
Be open and receptive to whatever he brings. I don't know if he's giving you any messages or.
This is amazing because I'm starting to see him, and this is like no other kind of séance that I've ever done where we have to concentrate or anything. It's just, how do you create that pathway?
I don't know. It's just second nature. There's not really any way I can explain it. It just.
Okay, I'm going to try to be quiet then and talk at the same time, if that's possible.
No, I don't know. He only wanted to come through you, so I don't know if he has things that he wants you to express to all of us, or if he only wants to share information with you.
He has a message for, oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, my God. He has a message for King-Louie, who I don't even believe is listening to this, but he has a message for King-Louie that the reason the item showed up on my kitchen table is because the Blood General was to go to him, but it's also a warning to tell him to watch what he's doing with the things that he is creating right now, because it's going to cause government problems because he's hitting on the right thing. He's saying that he is hitting on the right information and that he needs to be careful and keep it to himself.
I am getting some interesting interference here. There's some darker vampire.
Now, he did talk to me about a few people, and that they are going through transformation. I know that King-Louie is one of them, and I have seen, and I don't care what anybody on this chat says, I have seen the work of, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not. Anyway, I have seen the artwork of someone that he knows, and at first I was leery, but I got the artwork in the mail today, and I was stunned. I'm one of those people that says that if you say, oh, you're in a past life, I had a lady tell me I was a high priestess. I'm like, that's such BS, it's just not true. And I think people have a need to be somebody famous and somebody, famous from a long time ago to make themselves feel good. And so I always am very skeptical of that. But yet, I'm just reading this chat guy on here. But I found that in this case, King-Louie, it's shocking. And talking to Shine today, he told me that there are various people that are here now that have been various people all at one time, and that's because the power and the energy kind of stays in one place, and that these people are going to be ascending and transcending, and that they are going to be coming into a new power to kind of I don't want to act like this is some kind of war show, but to kind of, battle the demonic beings that are here on the earth. I have to get this out because we don't have a lot of time and I can't extend anymore.
Okay.
I have to say this. I happen to know for a fact that there are people in this world right now. Wait. Let me say this. How do you know that there are not people in this world?
You're asking me?
Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm asking you.
Okay.
How do you know that there are not people in this world that have been empowered with supernatural ability that's going to be released at a certain time in order to fight this evil, whatever this evil may be, demonic evil, worldly evil, governmental evil, whatever you want to call it? How do you know that we're not going to trick these demons and kick their ass?
I don't know that. It's not been revealed to me. I only know what the demons come to do. And you know, the demons always do what they intended to do. Now,
maybe they have, but maybe.
I cannot look back in the history of humanity. I know hundreds of years of history of humanity where some human being opposed a demon, and I don't know those things.
Fight one. I'll fight him.
Okay.
Put his dukes up.
The only thing I know when those demons, they have.
That'll just kick me in the ass off.
Yeah, people need to know very clear. I'm not discouraging anyone. Let me say this: if there's someone out there who believes they are a special being, they have some whatever, please hold on to that. It's all yours to keep.
You know what, though? I know why you're saying that, because I have a few people either listening or on chat that have special things, and I know that you are sneakily speaking to them.
Please hold on to that. Don't let it go. But I
guys' names, I tell you, don't worry about him, because we're going to kick some ass.
Just hold on to that. The only thing I want to tell you, look at history. Everything that's been intended to do so far has been fulfilled, and this is yours to do with it whatever you wish.
And you can also look at the Roman history, and Rome did fall.
And there you go.
Rome did fall.
It's all there.
Tell these evil beings, I know it is a fact, and I'm going to tell you how I know, because people always want to know, how do you know something? And I hate when somebody just gives half the story. So I'm going to tell you how I know. I have had visions for the last 20 years of one particular thing where God has actually spoken to me. He has spoken to me. It may sound crazy, and your people are going, I'm out of here now. This chick has lost it. But God, but God has spoken to me. Now, I'm not going to tell you I've seen him because, for whatever reason, I could not look upon him. I really could not. So I can't tell you what he looks like. I do feel male energy, so I'm going to... Oh, wait. Before I do that, I need to tell King-Louie something. Because I know poor King-Louie has waited for this. Hold on 1 second. I'm back. Okay. What it is King-Louie had asked about some information about the blood general. Now, I don't know how this is going to make you feel, but I'm going to just go ahead and say it. I did say last night that I was going to meet with him, and I was going to do that and see what he had to say. Now, King-Louie is on the verge of a serious breakthrough in things that he is doing. A lot of you on the forum may be part of the King-Louie section and are practicing in these beads and things like that he's doing that help you in various different ways. And it's just the tip of it. There's a lot more to be done. Now, as far as the blood general goes, okay, King-Louie, brace yourself. Take your little hands and stick them underneath your legs, okay? Wow. The blood general, King-Louie, I hate to do this kind of stuff on the radio show, but you wanted me to, so here it is. You can either believe or disbelieve. I think that even if you disbelieve, you'll find out, in time that it is actually true. I'm sure some of you keep up with some of the science and things that are going on today, different technologies and breakthroughs and things like that. And we are not just existing in this dimension. This is what duplicates are all about. Now, you can live in this dimension and you can die in this dimension, but you can be alive somewhere else. And that isn't anything unusual. But can you live in this dimension, die in this dimension, reincarnate as yourself somewhere else, and be somebody else? That's a little mind-bending. Well, King-Louie, that is what's happened to you, because the blood general is you. You are the blood general. This is why you have such a connection. This is why you're able to just be on the cusp of the technology that you're working with now. Because if you're, yes, I am him, right? Yes, you are. So now that you know that, we can discuss this a little bit more under the section of King-Louie on the forum. And, oh, you knew it, did you? Okay. Well, you never told me that. You should have just said, Dee Dee, this is who I think I am. And I'm wondering, King-Louie, when you feel his presence, do you have what's kind of like a fogginess or a blurred type of vision, as almost as if you're trying to see who he is, but you can't? Because that's because the shock to some people's systems don't allow it. Like, for example, there are times when I will have psychic visions, and I can see everything around. I can see everything that's going on. I can see the fine details in the people's clothes. I can see that I can see exactly what they're going to do. I can see what the outcome is. And let's just say, yep, see, that's why. I see that you're texting on chat. That's what happens. Sometimes there'll be a person's face that is blurred out. Their body may even be blurred out. You know they're standing there. You can see them. You can tell if they're male or female, but you don't know who it is. This happens to me in a case usually if I'm having a vision about something that, say, would be, say I have a vision about a lady who's going to go out on Saturday night and be murdered. Okay? Sometimes because the murderer is so scary, the face is blurred out. It's hard for me to focus in. I can see the details. I can know when it's going to happen. I can tell the person, don't go there, stay away from there, because this is what's going to happen. And in reality, your psychic ability only needs to know what's important. But sometimes the face of, say, for example, the killer is so traumatic that your psychic ability will not let you view it. Sometimes if you see a murder, you can see that the person has died. You can see that they were murdered. You can look dead in the face of the murderer. You can identify them. You can go to the police. But as you look at the body, you cannot see what's happened to the body. It is blurred. Just like you see on TV when they might like blur out a curse word or something like that, you see that because it's so traumatic to you, or it's something that whatever it is controls your psychic ability, feels that you cannot handle. Hold on a second. Okay, Lindy's off the shipping. Did you get, what's his name out? The one that likes all the candies and cakes?
That's what I'm getting out right now.
Okay, and King-Louie, we are working on yours with Tomar. No. King-Louie's can't go out tomorrow. Tomar's not done with it.
Oh,
are you talking about other orders?
No.
Well, you got to hold on because I have a 60-42 piece for him. So Steve's going to give us up. So hold off on shipping King-Louie.
You're lucky, buddy.
All right, so I ship King-Louie tomorrow?
I would ship King-Louie Friday.
Because you're waiting on the other one, right? The other piece.
Yeah, Steve has to show him a piece tonight.
Okay.
And if he buys it, that way I can ship everything together.
This one up because they're not going to be there to get it. I got to get it.
Okay. Well, King-Louie, it's not exactly reincarnation. There are duplicates. It is a reincarnation and yet a duplicate. So it's like, yes, it's a reincarnation, and you're in your body now, but you're also there as well as a duplicate back from a reincarnate being. who is more powerful, and you are here in this dimension trying to grasp what you've done so long ago and perfect it, which is why you're so hooked onto this, okay? And then we're going to go into what we call Dimension 19, which we learned about when we went back to 6042. Or no, we need to get into Dimension 19. Some about Dimension 19 because I got to see how much time we have.
How much time do we have?
We have 1 hour and 15 minutes, so we need to definitely get into Dimension 19. Now, Dimension 19 is a place we learned about when we went to 6042. Basically, what we have found out, because we're constantly working on this whenever we have some spare time, is 6042 is the body of the octopus. There are many tentacles, many branches, many dimensions, and this is just but one. And everything can be felt, seen, heard, smelled. And it is interesting that I have King-Louie on the show because it was during Dimension 19 that, and it's so weird because I don't know why you guys know I call him King-Louie. I won't get into that. I'll let him tell you if he wants to. But King-Louie got that nickname for a reason. He's called King-Louie for a reason. But I saw the Blood General in Dimension 19. And when I saw him and he spoke, it was King-Louie's voice that I heard. So it was just so weird. It was the strangest thing. But there was also a building there of kings and queens. And there was a building there of lion heads. There was a building there of statues, gargoyles. There was, I'm going to have Steve tell you all about it because it was just the weirdest thing as far as strange goes that I have ever experienced.
And it wasn't, I want to just clarify that this wasn't any type of harmful or evil. It was just different.
Yeah, very different.
Very different. And when we went to Dimension 19, we showed up in like a half-moon courtyard. Not like a sliver, like a Cheshire cat, like a half moon, whatever. And it was all bricks, kind of like you would see somewhere down in New Orleans, like one of those type of courtyards. And that was like the entrance portal. And basically when we looked in front of us, there were tall castle-like buildings all in a row, all touching each other, kind of like if you would think of like a city block on a row home, something like that. And they were like skyscraper buildings.
They were all different colors, too.
And they were all different colors, and they all had something different on them. Like Dee Dee was telling you, one of them had locks and keys etched in the cement all over the outline etched in the cement. One of them had gigantic lion heads poking out like 3D from the side of the building. And yeah, Dee Dee loves lions. The next one, I'll tell you about the most powerful one at the end, but one of them had statue figures like of Greek or Roman times, like they were kind of hard to explain. They were popping out of the building. The statues were coming out of the building, looking down at us. And one was the same as the lion head before, but it was gargoyles. They were 3D gargoyle heads everywhere, popping out of this building, etched out of stone, crystal, ruby, whatever. They were etched out of all kinds of precious gems. And the biggest building was what we're going to call the Kings and Queens building, and that had all four of the suits of kings and queens, starting with the King and Queen of Hearts, followed by the King and Queen of Spades, followed by the King and Queen of Clubs, and then the King and Queen of Diamonds on the very bottom. And at the very, very bottom, at the door, the jacks of each suit were there protecting the entranceway, basically, guarding it against something. I'm not sure what, but they were guarding it. and we actually got to go into the building of the kings and the queens, and when we went in there, it was black and white checked all over, like not just like little checks, it was big checks. And we were walking through, and we seen many doors on either side, leading to courtyards, leading to ballrooms, leading to, things like that, things you would see in like a movie about the 1800s, like Marie Antoinette or something like that. And there were jesters at each doorway, motioning us in, calling us in, almost teasing us or taunting us. There was not, like I said, there was nothing evil about the place, but these are the kind of things that we saw. And one of the buildings that we went into, with the keys and the doors etched on it, it was like you walked into the building, and there was a door, and behind the door would be some type of allure to you, like a lure, like something that would pull you in, something that would attract you. And you go in there, and you'd look around, and you'd find, this room has the power of whatever, or, and then you'd see other doors, and you'd see something else that would attract you, and you go through that door, and that room would be like almost like a totally different dimension, and that would have the power of, whatever. And then before you knew it, you were lost, and it almost felt like there was no way out. Somehow we were able to find our way out of that building, and the statue, and then we went to the statue figure building, and basically the statue figure building, each room, from the outside, it was like, and make no mistake, these buildings from far away seem just like normal buildings, but when you get up close to them, it's like almost like they're alive. Like the kings and the queens were looking down at you. The statues were looking down at you. Like each building had its own life, like its own.
Like it breathed, almost.
Like almost like it was breathing and living and pulsating with life. Like I don't really know how to explain it. It was a completely different experience. It was a completely different plane of existence. But when we went into the statue figures, we were able to see. Basically, there was a room dedicated to every great leader that's ever existed on Earth, and every great leader that will have ever existed on Earth. Not only up, some of them we don't even know, all the way up to 6042 and beyond. Did you want to tell them a little bit about the gargoyle building, Dee Dee?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
No, not really. I'm over here doing stuff that I actually do want to tell them real quick. I forget. So go ahead. And for King-Louie, who I know you're listening, I love you, King-Louie. Love you, love you. King-Louie, we are going to do a show where we are going to talk about the sacred geometry, the guide stones, and Atlantis. And I think it's something that you need to tune into. I really, really do. So just keep that in mind. I'll try to schedule the show maybe for. Do you think you can come on next week or the week after that? Like, would you be able to? Like,
I
when
might.
can I put you back on the show?
I might, yeah.
Well, what's a good time for you? I want to pin it down now. And then I want to ask you.
The thing is like that. I told you, like, when we met on private, normally I don't talk to regular people or other channels. You never saw me on TV or...
Well, I'll talk to you about it later, but I'm going to nail you down on this show. But I have one question for you from Eric, who is Dragon Breast Sarar. Eric wants to know, because Eric has quite a bit of his past life. Have you seen Eric? And I want you to concentrate. I'm going to give you his first and last name. I want you to concentrate a little bit and tell me if you've met him in his past life. His name is Eric Sarar.
Can you spell it?
His last name is Surrarrer. His first name is Eric, E-R-I-C.
Surrarrer?
Eric.
Surrarre?
Yes. Eric Sarar.
Yeah, but like, why did you just pick this name, I wonder? Because, yes, I did, but I wonder how did you know that?
Well, I didn't know it. He asked, and then I just asked you. Like, he knows that he's got a lot of past life.
I thought that you knew that. That's why I was asking.
And I know that you have a slight connection with King-Louie due to the Georgia Guidestone thing. I know that you have that going on. I'm not going to get into that now. But before I let you go, I do want to ask you, do you know of a date and time when I can get you back on the radio show?
How about next week, the same time? Sounds good to you.
So Tuesday of next week at 9 p.m.?
Yeah.
Okay, Tuesday at 9 p.m. Okay.
Oh, I have, Dee Dee, if you need to wait till another night, I guess, to go over the...
No, what I've been doing is sleeping. No, I'm sitting here wide awake. I wasn't sleeping. I had to... No, seriously, I wasn't. I had to shut my eyes and get into the relaxed state because I did have to get some information from the blood journal, which I did have to let people know. Quite a few things that have been going on lately with that. And I thought I was going to have to do that whole trance state thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to have to do that because it's quite weird. The blood journal is basically the duplicate of King-Louie.
Right. Yeah.
And but it's really unique because your duplicate is pretty much a lot like you as far as interest goes and things like that. And most of the time, because of the dimension that you're in and the realm that you're in here, you are not as advanced as your duplicate is. In King-Louie's situation, his duplicate is very advanced, and King-Louie is advanced. So it makes that connection a lot easier. But what's going to be happening is the blood journal is going to do a, I don't want to say like a melting or a coming together with King-Louie. And what it's called is the shattered self. Because you have a soul and you have lived many lives. There's reincarnation and things like that. There are many lives along with many dimensions. And there are certain parts of your body that you can activate. One is the pituitary gland. I actually have a whole list. That when activated all at the same time takes the shattered self into a whole being. A whole being is basically your duplicate, or as I found duplicate, all together operating as one. So the things that King-Louie is doing right now with his feet, the whole reason he's doing that is because he's trying to create the whole self. And the whole self operates on a full level of being able to do everything, knowing everything, having the different abilities and powers, everything that duplicate has done, you have full memory of. So that is what is going to go on with King-Louie and his duplicate. It was pretty strong. Very strong in his abilities and the things that he could do. And the reason that he's going to do that is because the things that King-Louie is working on is to bring people into a state of full
Awareness?
Not so, well, yeah, awareness, but also so that spiritually they are at a higher level and they're operating on earth as I don't want to use the term angel, but because that would be wrong. But
higher being.
Yeah, pretty much higher being.
Higher spiritual existence.
Yeah, higher spiritual existence. And the way to do that is to fine-tune the brain, DNA, the pituitary gland, the chakras, all these things have to be in balance. And King-Louie is what is called, well, he is called just like everybody else, a shattered self. But because it's basically fragments of your soul that are smashed, fragments that are in this dimension, that dimension, this one, that one, all over the place. The strongest one emerges, which is your duplicate. Bringing all those pieces together, making you pretty much a whole person.
Right.
And that is really hard for anyone to be able to do. Most people are walking around like zombies today. For those that, they're fractured. So for those people that do have their head, like even interest in the paranormal, it's because there's something in their brain clicking. It's just clicking, and it's telling them, keep searching, keep doing what you do. Once King-Louie is no longer shattered, fractured, and he is the whole being, which we look to be in about 2 to 3 weeks, all of his beats and stuff are going to be phenomenal. And they're going to be excellent. And it's good. I mean, you'll be able to, you will be able to safely see this. And that's why also King-Louie is so much in time travel. And this is something that the Blood General directly told me. Through his time travel, if you notice, King-Louie's time travel is always into the future. It's never into the past because he's searching. He doesn't know it, but he was always searching to make himself whole and no longer fractured. And that's what it's all about, because once the whole, it's like a puzzle with, half of the pieces missing. Yeah.
Somebody, Dee Dee, wants to know, did you see each of the duplicates of the ones who bought the trine rings in 6042?
Do what now? Say it again?
Did you see each of the duplicates of the people that bought the trine rings in 6042?
Did I see each of the duplicates for the people that got the shine ring?
I'm going to read it. It says, Dee Dee, did you see each of the duplicates of ones who bought the trine rings in 6042?
Yeah.
You saw each of the duplicates? That's what they wanted to know.
Yes. Yes, I did. Yes, I have. But no one asked me, and I'm busy, and the only one that asked me is King-Louie.
Right.
So, King-Louie asked, and I told him. But, everybody has a duplicate.
Everybody?
Yes, and the one that comes through is the one that holds most of the pieces to the fractured soul. It's not that you don't have a full soul in your body. I know this sounds confusing, you do, but we are not in one dimension. There are a lot of dimensions. You have your reincarnation, which is the simplest form of a soul fracture, is reincarnation. And you can't remember your darn past life. How are you expected to get all of the pieces together that are different dimensions if you can't get your own past life together? Do you understand what you guys understand?
It's going over my head.
Going over your head?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's going over Lindy's head. And I'm
only in the here and now. I only know what I know, and I'm in the here and now.
See, that's it. There are so many people like you
Your soul, basically,
that are never going to progress because you say, I'm in the here and now, that's fine. But you don't have a willingness to
It's not that, no. I just don't understand.
basically what she's saying.
What if I'm a new soul?
What
if I haven't?
You're not.
I could be.
But you're not.
You just said you were in heaven.
Then
and
there's
there
your
was
soul.
brandy souls.
It's your soul, but I don't get the feeling from you that you're in your soul. I think you're an old soul. Not like an old soul, but like an old.
No, you mean an old bag.
I would never call you an old bag.
I do not think that Lindy is an old soul at all.
No.
No. I think she's a very young.
I don't think I'm brand new.
I think she had maybe only 3 other lifetimes, 4 at top.
I know I had to have lived in the 1700s, though.
If that's what
I
said.
I think you had.
She was stealing gold from people and $10 coupons from Target.
I think that she had as a maximum of 4 other lifetimes. But I would probably go with 2. And so that makes her almost like an infant, thus her behavior.
What she means by smashed soul is more like
Fractured meaning
it's like
there are pieces of you in other dimensions.
in other dimensions of the past, in other dimensions of the future, your soul exists. It's how it is. And to meet your duplicate self,
I feel once you've lived
to
that life,
meet your duplicate self is to go back
we need to do another radio show on this topic.
into a past time. To meet your duplicate self is to open up your third eye and go back into a past time to be able to
Like, for
see
example,
yourself as you existed prior to your current existence.
with King-Louie, okay,
Yeah.
it's called the Blood General. Okay, he has a name because it's almost like the strongest part of his soul is that Blood General. The more, I would say, like adventurous one, the one that's willing to take risks. Through time, he even has Gurion in him. He does have Gurion in him. He does. He's got Gurion in him. And he may not feel that now or know that, but that's the soul thing. You know, it's like, you know, women who like these penises. They say, once you go black, you never go back.
That is not true.
That is not
Well, I'm not saying
That
it's
is
true.
not even true.
I wouldn't know anyway. I wouldn't know anyway.
I
I wouldn't know anyway. I'm just saying.
Tell
I'm just saying, once you
Well, look, see,
once
all I'm
you
saying is,
have, I'm trying to talk about King-Louie, not because.
it sounds like to me, no, I'm serious.
Here we go.
We're talking about shattered pieces of who we are that are placed all over the place.
Yeah,
Okay, that sounds like what you're saying.
I am saying that.
But if I'm physically here all together in form, and this is what I know, I'm not shattered in another dimension.
You are.
I am not.
You are too.
Because I was with you.
Whether you like it or not, Missy.
I was with you when I stopped time one time.
Oh, yeah.
And in some other dimension, you were probably killed.
Oh, I don't want to hear that.
Well, it's probably the
You
truth.
walk the plank.
No, that's
Irish.
scary, Steve. That's scary crap.
It's true. It happened.
That's off the curb.
I have a time stopping
And almost
piece.
got ran over.
It's very good piece.
Phoebe told me about that.
Yep.
It really happened.
And I have it up there. I have it in my
I was
stop.
smashed bus on the street.
It's true. And you know what? When I looked up, okay, the whole world stopped. Even clouds weren't moving. The world stopped. I actually turned around. I moved.
She knows.
And you know what? And I'm going to tell you something. I will tell you how it felt. It was like fear struck me like lightning.
Yeah, I was going to be a smashed
Fear.
bus.
No, not because you were being a smashed bug, because I had already knocked you down. Fear struck me because I didn't know how to operate that piece. And I didn't know, the first thing that went through my mind is, am I going to be stuck the only person on this planet forever?
You weren't thinking about me getting run over?
No, I'd already shoved you to the ground. I'd already stopped you from being run over. Seconds went by where I was the only one alive and breathing on this planet.
Wow.
And as soon as you were face and on your butt on the concrete. And I put you down. No.
This is not a joke.
It is an experience that I will never forget in
All
my
I
days.
saw was her arms go across.
And I've had people tell me I'm crazy.
No, you're not out there.
I've had people tell me I'm full of shit. And I don't care what they think, because those people are not operating on the higher spiritual level that I am. I don't care what they think.
No, you know what happened
You
there?
don't.
See what happened there.
I will never care what they think, because I know.
Get ready to step off that
I know what I experienced. Okay, so in another dimension, in another time,
You think I got that?
could you have been that, or is there no reflection such as that? In other words, could it be that, yeah, you're in 5 other dimensions, but in none of them were you about to be run over? You know, it's
Answer questions from the chat room.
yeah.
The reason why some of the people felt the urgency to get the trying pieces versus some people didn't feel the urgency is because they're at different spots of progression.
Yeah, that's true.
And because some people are ready to progress, some people are not ready to progress, and those who are ready to progress just have a spiritual calling and a tendency to subliminally know things, and they knew that they're ready to progress, which is why they were called to the trying pieces. That's just that simple.
Well,
We can sit across from each other like in 2 chairs, and if our feet or knees are touching, and then I put my palms face up, and he puts his hands down on mine, and he can show me so many things that had to do with everybody that was having this done, like KL, okay, KL. You have one issue that he placed into your piece to help you. Some of you guys are type A personalities like I am. I'm type A all the way. KL, you're a type A. And one of the things you need to do is you have to take some time for yourself, even if it's just 15 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day will even do it. Sit and relax, because you want the blood general to come to you, and that is something that really needs to happen for you. It really needs to happen because it's going to be a blending of time. It's going to be a blending of time spans, of lifespan, of technology and answers to the questions that you have, which is going to improve on the quality of things that you do. And it's going to also help a lot of the people that you're working with. So you really want to take that time. You have to take that time. This is something that Shine taught me about 6 years ago, I would say. It was about 6 years ago when I was just working so much, going on so many investigations, testing so many pieces, meeting with so many people, and then also dealing with my own personal life that I couldn't relax to really make any type of spiritual breakthroughs. So you're going to have to do that. Now, in your piece, he helped you with that. He put the purest of white light into your piece. This piece is going to open you up from the heart area, the soul area, and the mind, but mostly work on the heart and the soul, moving up to your brain, just opening you up to let the pure white light in and to allow you to understand things that you need to understand in order to move on, and you need to wear it, and you need to let that thing touch you when you first get it. And the only thing he said to me, now, I saw the piece. I love your piece. Your piece was a pendant. You wanted it big and you wanted it manly. You got that. But it does have stones in it, and the type of stones that are in it are beautiful, and they also bring about a natural healing, a natural creativity, a natural psychic ability, along with everything else that he put in it. So it's a blending, and it works well. However, if you think, oh, well, I don't like the stones, I'm not trying to do your voice, Cal, but if you don't like the stones, you can just let him know. And I don't mind, because I'm going to be honest with you, if you don't like it, I'm going to have him redo it, and I'm going to keep it. That's how much I like it personally. I would wear it. but a man can wear it or a woman could wear it. It's just that nice. Very good quality too. So I think you're really gonna like it. But now I'm gonna go into the blood general. Let me take a drink of my water here. You said somebody had a question for me?
No, that was it.
Okay. All right. Well, blood general, and you guys would say, "Oh, this is for KING-Lui, whatever." Don't want to hear about it. You do, because each and every one of you have this duplicate. You may find it hard to believe. You may find it far-fetched, but scientists have proven that there are different dimensions, and they also believe that there is another one of each and every one of you in those various dimensions. Now, here's the difference between the blood general and other duplicates, okay? A duplicate is a duplicate. It's a one-person being. There's you, and there's your duplicate. There's your duplicate in every dimension, okay? Usually you're going to come into contact with one, which is the nearest dimension to the one that you're in. That's the one that you're going to come in contact with. That's the one that is an age. And I don't mean a year. I mean like an age as in a lifespan, a generation. No, hold on. Let me tell them this because it's important that they understand. We do have duplicates on sale. For sale. I don't know if it's Haunted Curiosities or Haunted Collector, but they help you get in contact with them. What the duplicate is your mirror image. It is you. I don't know how the whole soul thing of it works. I don't understand that part. It's hard to wrap your mind around it. But that duplicate is in the closest dimension to the one that you're in, and it is a generation or age, however it's done, ahead of you. So if it's in the future, that's 20 dimensions, 20 duplicates. You're only looking at you and one other duplicate in your closest dimension. The blood general, how he is different, is the blood general is a collection of all the duplicates in one combined into him. King-Louie is going to be one powerful being when he fully connects with his blood general, when they become as one, because there will be no other duplicate anywhere else. Every part of your life, all of you, every part of your life right now that is off, if you have something missing, when you have something wrong, when you feel like something is odd. Some of you may even feel like you have a twin out there. Some of you get the feeling of being adopted, even though you know that you're not. Some of you get the feeling that there's something out there that you just can't quite connect with. That's the duplicate. That's what's going on, is the non-bonding and binding of your duplicate in the dimension closest to you. This is very important because you want to become a whole being, a whole soul, a whole spirit, to be able to ascend, to be able to become fully enlightened. And I'm talking to be able to sit by the chair of God and know all. This is what we're talking about by duplicate. Now, the reason that you have these is because you need to work to get it together. Now, King-Louie is probably going to say, I don't remember doing any work. Well, he probably doesn't. I don't want to speak for him, but he probably doesn't. But one of these duplicates, that is him, was extremely strong somewhere along the line and gathered up the others. You have King-Louie working and striving so hard to blend and mesh with this one being, to take on everything. And working so hard, he's missing the picture right in front of his face. Right in front of his face, he's missed it. That's what I saw when I sat down with Shine, with him. When he gets this together and there's a blending, and the trying piece that Shine did for him is definitely going to accomplish a lot of the things that he wanted. Those of you that are listening to beats and things like that, it's good to listen to them. It's good to help you achieve the different things that you guys are trying to do. But there are other things too. It's not just that. There are other things you have to, you guys have to get out and do. We do take layaway. If you want a duplicate piece, you don't have to take one. I'm just telling you what's going on. Do some research yourself. You don't have to listen to what I'm telling you. Do the research on the other dimensions. Do the research on your mirrored self or whatever that the scientists call. I don't know what they're calling it. You'll have to look it up. And you'll find out that as you know what? Actually, the best way to describe it is to say a person who has multiple personalities and say they have like 50 different personalities. And they're all screwed up in their head and they can't function. No, seriously, like I think I saw Roseanne Barr one time on TV and all these personalities were coming out. She had like a fractured soul. Or well, actually her mind is fractured. So it's like somebody takes your mind and your soul and hits it with a hammer and shatters you all over the place. But in this case, each piece is going to a different dimension. And you can't be, as the Army says, be all you can be until you have it all together and that mirror is put back together. And you can then, there isn't too much that you can't do. That's kind of like where the term, you can be like God, you can move mountains, you can, what they say? Two souls in one body is called possession. That's not something you want to have. But anyway, here's Steve, and if he doesn't have anything to say, I will tell you bye-bye.